Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where and when you're watching us broadcast. I'm Thomas Fessler, my friends, and this is Disclosure Tonight. Happy Wednesday, December 31st, the last day of the year that we get together as a community. First in the UK to celebrate their new year coming in about 52 minutes, my friends. And then we'll get together back again this evening for our usual, well, a little bit an hour later, and we're going to rock in the new year like we did last year. Coming in at 11 p.m. Eastern and finishing at 12 a.m. Pacific. How about that? Let's go ahead and welcome in our audience. If I can find Thomas, what did you do with the frickin' audience? Oh, here they are. I never popped them out. Who the heck do we have out there in the audience? Let's go ahead and take a look and see. Happy New Year's, everybody. For those in Europe, you're already in the new year. Let's take a look and see who the heck we have out there. Let's see our participants. We've got Andy W. Bradley's here along with Craig Smith. We got Craig Williams, Eliza Teal. We got Firefly King Bull. Liberty Mac is here, along with Nathan Forrest. Necessary Dialogue. Onioner is here. How about that? We got Sam Scooby-Dooby Gooby, Shelly Montgomery, Steve Hines, the Super Unknown, the Vern Dude, the Chromosome Cowboy, and X42B. How about that? Let me jump into the studio. We got to it before the end. Let's see who's there. Mike, how you doing, my friend? Nope, he's busy right now. He is off running errands for some birthdays going on and enjoying the day and out and around. So, we're here. Good to see everybody. Happy New Year's Eve. Hopefully everything has been well for all of you. Yeah, wow. Interesting things have been happening. I guess, let's skip our last episode and get right to what's been going on in the world of disclosure. Yes, as we all know, Representative Eric Burleson came out with a interesting statement that a lot of people took a bunch of different ways, but it seemed that Representative Burleson walked it back. Now, we've got a little audio clip here coming from the Psychoactivio podcast. We're just going to play audio. We're not going to play his video here to respect his wishes. He doesn't like a lot of people sharing his stuff. So let's go ahead and bring this up. Let me turn on the super chat. Let's go ahead and get to video doc. Where are we going to here? Video solo. All right, folks, here we go. Yeah, I'll join this with Representative Eric Burleson. And by the way, Happy New Year's. Yeah, the people and our friends in the UK have gone through one shit of a year, and it doesn't look like there's a path forward to make it any better until you get to your next elections, unfortunately. So on that note, let's go ahead and get to this audio clip of Representative Burleson walking back some interesting comments that people may have taken out of context. He claims he's a new guy, so let's see where this all heads to as I move myself from the bottom left to the bottom right. Make myself a little bit larger here. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and play this clip, everybody. All right, here we go. Hold on a second. Hold on. Audio's not coming across for the audience. Why is that not coming across? Desktop audio, there it is. Sorry, audience, you couldn't hear it. People in the back may have been able to hear it. Let me start it again and try it again.
Yeah, we heard
last couple of years because
over the last couple of years. And so in the responsibility I have on oversight. So just getting to know the different players in the factions has been, sadly, it's kind of occupied a lot of the time and energy that from actually investigating the facts and getting to the bottom of things, because there's so many different, factions and egos involved in this whole topic. That being said,
Did he say factions and egos?
Yes, that's what he said.
Okay, factions and egos. I thought so. And there are factions out there.
There are.
Unfortunately so. Here, let's listen.
Yeah.
In the beginning, everybody says, they try to get you to pick a faction. They try to tell you, don't talk to this person or this group of people. You can't trust them or that group, But the way I've operated politically is that you can't operate that way. You cannot, I listen to on any topic, political topic, I'll listen to both sides of the topic before I come to a conclusion. And you try to gather as many independent facts as you possibly can. So when it comes to the UAP topic, I'll talk to, anyone regardless of what faction that they're in. I'm trying to stay neutral. And so I think that was the vein in which why I tweeted. So I had a lot of people that were sending me links to this to this Joe Rogan podcast, and I felt like I needed to just chime in and say something. And I thought I was being pretty benign by saying that yes, those are thoughts that have not escaped me. In essence, I probably should have said it that way, that those were thoughts that have not escaped me, but I've thought that I've taken those into consideration. But I think the way that I said it, which was I'm forgetting exactly how I quoted it, but I said something to the effect of that I've also had these thoughts. It doesn't mean, and I'd say it doesn't mean that I totally agree with Mr. Anderson. I don't even know Mr. Anderson.
Okay, doesn't totally agree with Mr. Anderson, doesn't know Mr. Anderson. Mr. Anderson.
I was simply trying to make the point that, look, everyone that's coming to this, you have to kind of take in what they're telling you and then kind of, hold it up to the lens of the facts and the information that you've had. And if I'm going to just take everything blindly without any kind of skepticism, I'm not doing my job. And so I don't understand why that caused a huge uproar, but I think that you kind of put your finger on it. The reason is, and I kind of forgot about this, is that there are these embedded factions that are looking for anything and everything to any words to take and twist and throw against whoever they don't like. And I'm just asking people, give me some grace, give me some patience. I'm new to this community, but I'm willing to listen to anybody and everybody. And I do think that, for example, his comments about Lou, I'll kind of preface that when I first met Lou, it was at the very beginning of this whole journey. He came and spoke to a group of us Republicans at the Capitol Hill Club, and in a private setting, and he gave his presentation. And everybody went around and asked questions. And the question that I asked him at the very end of that was, because I kind of knew that there was this, people talk about the fact that, how can we trust people that are coming from the intelligence community to give us the information that some people suggest that that the whole thing is a psyop, all of that. So I asked Lou, what is your response to that? And his response was that he loves his country. He's made tremendous sacrifices to serve, that he would never lie to members of Congress. Now, he could say that in a non-official setting, but when he went and testified under oath, his reputation is on the line. And so I will say, I've come to Lou's defense in a lot of ways, and I will defend the fact that I think that he truly loves his country. He truly is trying to get to the bottom of this, and I as well as all the other players here. And so,
Mike, these statements that are being made right now have to be pretty hard hitting for the trolls out there who have been attacking Lou and using this as Eric saying it to go ahead and use it to power their anti-disclosure views. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. And they didn't expect that to happen. They had been jumping up and down after he made those statements publicly on his account on X, and they've been taking the ball and running with it. And when he turned around now and came out and walked that all back, they didn't think that was ever going to happen. And I'm sure it's going to make their 2025 Disclosure Tonight walk back list that now Eric Burleson is walking back his statements against Lou and us. So that's okay.
If anything, what was in Eric Burleson's message that he put out there, it was very ambiguous. He talked about things in generalities rather than being very specific and to the point and eloquent in what he was trying to get across, which allowed for a lot of people to jump into the situation, saying that, oh my God, we've got Burleson now replying to this stuff that was put out there by a PSYOP guy, literally, that's his name, PSYOP Anime, and he's putting this video a video of there, and he's responding to it, and the trolls and everybody just jumped up and down and were celebrating, and boy, it's a mess.
It's a huge mess. Plus, let's not overlook the simple fact that as soon as Washington heard about his statements and they reached out to Burleson, there was hell to pay. If he has private thoughts like that, he's not supposed to share any of that publicly, and he did. So he had no choice but to walk that all back afterwards because the shit really hit the fan. So now he's turning around and trying to set the record straight. I'm glad he's doing that. Now he's finally doing the right thing. So that worked out the right way in the end. That's all that really matters.
Let's continue on a bit more. Here we go.
The question is that I often am asking myself is, if I believe this person, and genuinely, I do believe that Lou is not lying. One can within 100% certainty say,
there you go. Lou is not lying, which everyone always calls and says he's lying.
Right. That's right. Lou testified under oath before Congress.
Exactly.
And if he was lying about anything that he said, he would be going to jail. And he's not. No one's arresting him, and no one is charging him for that. So obviously, anybody that says he's lying, they're not putting out the right information.
No, they're not.
He hasn't lied. Not at all.
Let's continue. Here we go.
He's not giving all of the information he knows because he can't, because of the non-disclosure agreements that he signed. But I think that Lou, genuinely, from my experience, tries to give as much as he's legally allowed to give. And so that being said, I'm really surprised that some people felt like me saying that Anderson's thoughts have not crossed, for me saying that those thoughts have also crossed my mind was somehow throwing Lou under the bus, when frankly, I think that if I wasn't skeptical in the way in which I approach this, I wouldn't be doing my job.
And just to be clear, he's thinking people, including us maybe, may have thrown Eric under the bus for his statements is because who he's replying to, who he's been stopping in the trolls' tweets. So it kind of looked like, he could have been compromised in some ways, including his trips down to Mexico. With Danny Sheen was there, but he had a great couple photo ops going with Dr. Stephen Greer with the mummies, of which he said, the small ones they showed me. Yeah, Gresh said those are fake, but let's continue on.
Let's move on.
Yeah, and there are things about Lou that from his past and from his career, some statements that he's made where he is a counterintelligence officer. And
this is different here. That statement there where Lou is a counterintelligence officer. He's using a present tense. Lou was a counterintelligence officer at one time, right, Mike?
That's correct.
So trying to take that and turn it and say that, hey, Mike is, Mike, that Lou is a counterintelligence officer, it just kind of shows you sometimes where, what do you call it? The thing falls.
Right.
The knife falls.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, let's play it.
Anybody who's not involved in all this war and all this conflict would have probably the same skeptical thoughts. So I see nothing wrong with being skeptical. And I see
Mike, and that's correct. You should always question stuff. You know how many shitty fake UFO videos we see on a regular basis? How many lies we see from this Elizondo hate group that's out there on X? That just posts lies and repost them time and time again. Yeah, you have to be skeptical what a lot of these trolls are saying because it's not really the truth. But they do have a good following. Got to give them that.
Yeah, they do, because they're putting out false narratives and lies, and people that are not read in or well aware of this subject are buying into their bullshit. And that's something that you and I have been calling out for years now.
Yep. Exactly. Let's continue on listening to Pavel, and then we'll hear Burleson's reaction.
Nothing wrong also with giving Lou the credit that he deserves for what he's done in the movement, because he's done a lot. He's given a lot of great statements. He's moved the ball forward, as they say.
Well, let's just say, Mike, he brought the ball out and he moved it forward, because until he came out in 2017, no one was taking this topic as seriously as they are today, were they?
Well, not only that, but Lou brought receipts with him when he did that. He brought those 3 videos from the government that showed that UAP are real. Nobody did that before 2017.
But granted, you do have the detractors out there who have been paid by the federal government to spread disinformation, like Stephen Greenstreet from the New York Post, I believe.
And Mick West.
And Mick West and others. And there's a bunch of people out there, including possibly Dr. Greer. You never know where it all ties up. There's a lot of money in this industry of ufology, a lot of grifting that goes on. Hell, come on, hang out with me at my mansion here and pay $200,000. And we're not going to do CE5, but we got the beautiful, the swinging on the porch and the hot tub in the back. You never know where things can swing, Mike.
Oh my God! Yeah, you know what? I don't want to know. DC Muscle Wolf, not really interested in shenanigans like that with him and his people that choose to hang out with him in settings like that.
Yeah, but people are saying, they accuse Lou of grifting because he charges $60. Total charge, actually, the venue is charging $60 for Lou Elizondo to appear, of which maybe he's making $6 to $10 per ticket at the most. And they're saying he's a grifter, and because he brought out a book, oh my God, he's grifting. That's his retirement. No, when you've got someone charging $200,000 for access, that's just not for the rich people. That's for anybody who would want to spend the time. And if you could go ahead and make this a legal term, put a capital G on it for grift, that's what we're talking about.
Right. No, you're right.
Yeah. Here we go.
And I don't think one thing should be at odds with the other. I think that you can be skeptical about many of the things he's done and said, and you can also appreciate what he's done for the topic. So, and I think that this polarization that exists, that's the issue, in my opinion. I think the UFO community has been, for 80 years, in my opinion, has been what the truth has been withheld from them.
Well, we could say the UFO community for the last 80 years, we could say turning back since this started 80 years ago, but I don't think there was a UFO community 80 years ago, just saying.
Right.
For too many years. And many great researchers throughout time have passed away without knowing what's going on. And I get the frustration.
And many people who knew what was going on fought for the truth, like Stanton Friedman.
Yeah, that's right.
From many from the UFO community, and the frustration against the intelligence community who, if any of this is true, they're the ones who have been keeping a lot of this secret. And that culture is, to me, one of the main issues, the culture from the intelligence community, even though they've also done many good things as well for your country and for many other countries. So,
Mike, when has the intelligence community done good things for other countries ever? Do we need to bring up Vietnam? Do we need to bring up the destabilization of Cambodia, the genocide of millions of people knowingly that we let happen after the United States, the CIA destabilized the government of Cambodia and allowed Pol Pot to come in and just commit genocide. And then we turned our eyes to it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Not the greatest history out there. And it's nothing I would even go ahead and pat someone on the back for, because our intelligence community has even been turned against the citizens of the United States, which is a sad part.
It is. You're right. So we could try to hope to do better in the future.
Gene, any thoughts from your side on this one, my friend? My dapper friend, I should say.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're getting ready for a big New Year's Eve here and jumping in now and later on. But, the whole thing to me is kind of interesting because I think I just have a different perspective on things.
Yeah.
And, where people want to, take some information, take no. Listen, to me, all information is valuable, right? again, I come out of an intelligence background. So, you know, I like to hear everybody talk and everybody present their things and then distill for myself what it is that I think holds value, is consistent, you know, to look at all of the players and the different roles that they have, and then assess, you know, to me, those are signals.
Yeah.
So what does this potentially say going down, you know, when you couple it with other information? So, you know, I think the community does itself an injustice where they say, oh, somebody's a liar and I'm not going to listen to him, or somebody's this and I'm not going to, or they just singularly push one line. None of that is healthy for the community. None of it is healthy for the debate, and none of it moves the needle as far as what we as a community can go back to the likes of a Burleson and set expectations and say, this is what we're looking for and this is where we think things need to be, or even, you know, providing what we're finding from all the various people doing, you know, a lot of legitimate research.
Yeah.
So.
And as we have our second show later tonight, I can't wait to talk to you about your thoughts, that we'll get to that point later today, of where we think disclosure is going to go in 2026, because I think that's where a lot of people are actually looking for, Mike or Gene?
No, absolutely. This is going to be, I think, very interesting as we see how everything starts to shape up. What do you think, Gene?
No, I agree. I agree. And I think, you know, what I'd like to, if I can add anything to this community, where I'm trying to go is to say, let's stop being spectators. Let's start being participants. Let's start driving what the expectations are and do it with measurable materials, so we can circle back and say, you know, this is what we were looking for and you didn't deliver. And there's a lot of ways to do that, and I hope to, you know, try and kick some of them off and see if they get some organic traction. If not, then, you know, I'll have a good time with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to do.
That's
the right move, Gene.
It's about all we can do. So let's go ahead and get back to this video and continue on with it, Mike. Here we go.
Yeah.
Not the video, the audio, I should say. Just
Correct.
being careful.
Well,
I think that there needs to
We're going on with Burleson's statement.
Yes.
be nuance. I don't know if you agree.
I 100% agree. And I want to kind of address this, is that, you know, if you're a part of this community and you want answers, it's not helpful to attack and create these factions. It's not helpful.
Bingo. And this is the big thing that's been going on. It's not helpful to create and attack these factions. Now, the only reason, Mike, potentially people may have been, you know, if you want to call it, standing up for themselves, is because these trolls on Twitter have been attacking us for years. And it's not just attacking Lou, it's attacking us personally and finding people to bring out lies and to relish it, to go ahead and copy it and to promote it, even though when those lies have been retracted.
Yeah, no, listen, they do this for clicks and engagement. They're engagement farming. It's for them a game. And they also recently said, when this all came out with Burleson today, that they don't really care about disclosure. They only care about taking Lou and us down. And that's what their goal and agenda is. Nothing to do with disclosure. They could care less. And that's basically the truth, because that's all they've been doing the whole time.
Yeah, it seems to be that way. Let's continue on. I can't wait to hear what he's going to say next. Let me just rewind that just, if I can, with QuickTime a little bit. Here we go.
Even though they've also done many good things as well for your country and for many other countries.
Sorry about that. A little bit too much of a rewind.
I think that there needs to be nuance. I don't know if you agree.
I 100% agree. And I want to kind of address this, is that, you know, if you're a part of this community and you want answers, it's not helpful to attack and create these factions. It's not helpful for the cause. And I'll say this from a politician's perspective, it's politically toxic for me to be involved in this topic in general. And But yet I do it because it's my responsibility. There's money being spent. There's pilots that are saying that their lives are threatened, that their safety is at risk. You have government that is not being transparent, clearly not being transparent with the elected members whose job it is to be good trustees of the public's interest. And so for all of those reasons, outside of the whole topic, I have a responsibility to be involved. And yet politically it's toxic. I'll just be honest. It's politically toxic. It doesn't benefit.
It's toxic in general. Case in point, Gabe the Babe, who's been someone who's out there on X talking about stuff. He's tried to stay in the center. He's talked about his attacks and what's gone on, and he's tried to help fund some of the people who are part of this, but he spoke up for how he felt about stuff, truthfully from his heart. And within 12 hours of that troll frickin' Dark Force, if you want to call it, from Australia, went and frickin' attacked them and took a bunch of photos from other places, potentially, some not really completely compromising, but really kind of, not necessarily the right thing. And they doxed him and put it on Twitter because he stood up for what was being said by RPK and Tupa. So you do have this Tuposphere, this RPK thing that's going on, where if anyone says anything about this, Mike, they get attacked, and they get viciously attacked. So when things happen, and it's not just taking pictures and put them out there, it's compromising photos. Let's just say whatever platform, social media platform they got it from. Let people enjoy their life. Let people be who they are. Stop attacking people for what they've done. Just who the people are. And we should keep it to the actual topic itself. Hey, Mike? Oops, we lost him. Let's continue on. Here we go.
No, I said I agree 100%. Sorry about that.
Not a problem.
No, you're absolutely right. And now the other side, the trolls, like RPK, will claim that he's being doxxed.
Yeah.
Now, somebody has a random house off the internet that's up there, doesn't specify anything at all about it or tie it to anyone in particular, and he'll start jumping up and down and telling everybody, oh, that's my house. That's my house. That's where I live. But the photo of a random house itself doesn't specify anything. So they are backstabbing and two-faced, and they will attack people viciously and dox them for real, but then they'll claim that they're the victims. They love to play the victim card.
Oh, twinks definitely do like to call the victim card, Mike. Let's be honest.
No, you're absolutely right, Thomas. That's the problem with them and their false narrative that they put out there. Nothing is truthful. Any of the statements they make never has been, never will be. The problem that I see is that moving into 2026 now, they're not going away anytime soon. That's what we all have to deal with. But let's listen to what else Burleson has to say in his statement.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Anyone whatsoever. So when people want to know why there's fewer people, there's literally Anna, me, and Tim, it's because there's no benefit whatsoever to be involved in this topic. If anything, you take a lot of crap.
So you know what he's saying right now, Mike? The UAP caucus is no more.
Right.
He's saying this is right. Anna, me, and Tim. 3 people. What happened to Gallego and the guy from Wisconsin and everyone, the guy from Arizona? All the different people who are part of the UAP caucus are gone now?
Right. That's what it seems. They've dropped off because there is no longer a focus in D.C. on a lot of this issue. And everything is now so politically divided with all the conflicts we're dealing with. We bombed Venezuela the other day. So there's things that
but we
Congress
did
has
bomb
to deal
Venezuela,
with.
but that all does come under legislation that was passed by Chuck Schumer, who's the current he was the majority representative in the Senate at that time, and he was the one who sponsored this legislation. So we could look at what's going on in Venezuela and blame our current president from doing it. He's just following the legislation laws that were put in place literally by Congress.
But no one's blaming him for that.
You brought it up, and I'm just trying to say where the hell his rights and abilities came from. It came from Congress.
Right. But I brought it up because I'm trying to tell the audience that Congress itself has other issues they need to deal with.
Oh, I have not.
UFO topic.
UT Smoke, I have not gone and doxed anybody on X. Don't pull me into this shit. They have doxed me. There are people who have doxed Gabe the Babe and others that have doxed me and my family and everything completely, horribly. So, you know what? If they would shut up their mouths and stop going ahead and spreading the hate and spreading the false lies and spreading the bullshit about it, then maybe things would quiet down. But they're not. And they've been keeping it up. And that's the problem. These people act like they're innocent, Mike, right?
Yeah, they're the victims in all this, Thomas.
Oh, they completely act like it. And if I can find something here.
They act like it, and it's complete bullshit. And it's ongoing. And they've been doing this for 4 years or better. And they're not going to stop.
No, not even close. Not even close, my friend. Let's continue on. Here we go.
From a lot of people. And ironically, the community that should be embracing you is factions. There's factions within that community. So it is it's a topic that is full of landmines it's frustrating. And so I hope people in the UAP community who really care about this take a step back. And
hey, Brian, I was actually thinking about having Luke starting a Cambodian center daycare center here in Mill Creek, Washington. For a damn good reason. Apparently, there's a lot of funding that comes out from the federal government, but do it legitimately and above border. But that could actually let me retire.
And try to realize that if you really want to get to the bottom of things, maybe we ought to stop distracting from the truth gathering and stop fighting with each other.
Yeah, I agree. And they also don't realize that you guys don't gain anything from it. And you also risk a lot when you tackle a topic that only about 5% of the world's population is interested in. You guys have a lot of other things to do. And you know that this is important, and that's why you guys are doing it, even though you guys have been stigmatized and in many senses ostracized as well. And I think this goes past people's heads, and they don't realize it. So that's very unfortunate. But thank you for that message, though. If we can change gears a little bit, I would like to ask you a little bit about the work that you've been doing with David Grush, because
this kind of didn't go anywhere from this point forward, Mike. There was questions about Grush and other things.
We covered that part already about Grush leaving in 2026 at one point.
Yeah.
Right.
So Grush is moving on. They're trying to get him to help where they can, but his time, he's brought forward like at least 5 people recently that they want to try and get a hold with. They've got another whistleblower, and Burleson won't jump in to say specifically where he's from because he doesn't want to compromise, and that makes sense. Sometimes you need to keep the idea of where the whistleblowers are from, what information's around, and actually go ahead and support it. Now, one of the interesting things is he did bring up the testimony and information he's been getting out of Matthew Brown.
Right.
The whistleblower that Jeremy Corbell brought forward. It is Brown, right?
Yeah. But listen, David Grush is moving forward in 2026 with the new movie he's working on. And that's one of the reasons he's leaving Congress. So that's going to be a new project, and it seems to be a lot of movies that are going to be coming out next year on this topic.
Yeah.
And he's involved heavily with one of them. So that's what it is. It's not anything mysterious going on. It's just him having to move forward with the work he's doing.
It seems to be the way. And if you look at the clock, Mike, we've got 18 minutes, give or take, until we have New Year's. 2026 comes in, and our friends in the United Kingdom, holy cow. Can't wait to see where it's going to go for them in 2026. It's been a rough year in the UK for 2025, I tell you.
I don't think 2026 is going to get any better, unfortunately.
It seems like it's going to get worse. Kind of like when we have the elections here, and if we get the Democrats come back and control potentially until we get our president of office. And once that potentially happens, the amount of control of what's going to come over the civilians of the United States in a couple of years from now could be catastrophic. It could be like bringing in what they're doing in Europe, what they're doing in the UK and bring it to the homeland, which I am not looking forward to.
No, that's like if over here they were to start to suspend elections, we would have a big civil war brewing on our hands. Oh my God. Do I really need to see that? Christ. Thanks, Thomas.
They are always watching, Mike.
Oh, yeah, I know.
At
the
least
erection killer. Jesus Christ. We got to bring that in at the end of this year to bring the new year in with that.
Yeah.
It's the stuff nightmares are made of.
Oh, it's the stuff that generates prostatectomies.
Yes.
By choice.
Yeah. Voluntary.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah. Everyone loves the pain you go through, Mike, when I bring that up. Yeah, that ain't a sight for sore eyes.
No. It is painful. God.
Oh, yeah. It just takes the breath away.
It's hard to behold. And you know what? They say that people can be beautiful on the outside and ugly on the inside. This fucking woman seems to have both going for her, and not in the good section. She's ugly on the inside and on the outside, so it's a horrible thing.
I still don't know what this is at the base of her neck here. Did she have surgery, or is that just something else? I don't know.
Well, whatever it is, I can tell you, I really don't want to know. Nothing about that.
Oh, yeah. It was strong enough to scare Corporal Abe away from the show at the back.
It might be one of those stone. She smokes out of it.
Maybe.
Hello, how are you doing? Yes.
I used to be a dancer.
Or it could have been that they removed the Adam's apple and she used to be a man. Could be. I'm just saying. You never know. Somebody that looks like that, anything is possible.
Just reminding people we are serious about not being serious. And we've got Rick Doty in the chat. Rick will be on tonight's show. Thank God. Can't wait for Rick to be back. Mike, last year's New Year's Eve show was a fucking blast.
Yeah. We're going to hopefully make this
we're going to do it again.
Oh, yeah.
And then some. Watch out. Hey Ocean has got your name on Rick Doty, and they think they're going to get you tonight on X. Just be careful. We love you. Stay away from that place. It's a cesspool.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay. Listen, Rick can handle himself. He'll be all right.
Well, I know. But we care about our friends, don't we?
Yeah, we do. And we try to keep everything a safe space and protect our friends. So we'll continue to do that.
Oh, yeah. I just need to find my browser and bring some stuff up. I got a lot of good stuff. There's so many funny things out there these days. Just got to be careful. Yeah, is Kron back today? No,
he hasn't. I haven't seen him.
No, Kron has been gone for a while, unfortunately.
He has.
We miss
So
Kron.
Snapgraph wants to know how you're going to do the countdown for Europe. How are you going to do it?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
There we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll figure it out. Well, how would you like us to do it? I'm sure I can find some sound effects to go out there to go along with it, but usually it's let's go ahead and celebrate what we've got in front of us, my friends, or where we've been and where are we going to. I guess, Mike, we could bring up the list that I tried to get through with Ivan the other day that turned into a total fucking disaster. That will never happen again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy.
But we could save that for the back chat. So let's move forward. We have a countdown we could put up for UK right now?
Oh, we can in a bit, I guess. If I can try and do a countdown timer, I can find an app. But we can more importantly just talk about disclosure. What happened, Mike? We had Skywatcher coming out in January of last year, and they promised us we'd have disclosure within a year, which means we're still about 15 days out from when they came around the first time. Do you think Skywatcher is actually going to deliver the disclosure we deserve?
You're talking about Jake fucking Barber? No, he's a Greer guy. He's connected with Dr. Stephen Greer. I don't expect anything coming out of him. And so far, he hasn't. He hasn't brought anything
interesting
out.
Part is once they had the one guy who had the technology that they were using along with his psionics guys, and he picked up his toys and he left.
Right.
The whole organization fell apart. Now they're saying, oh, we're just going into the data gathering, actually, and the data analysis phase. It's going to be quiet. But what happened to all these big, great promises? It looked like they were getting ready to have a freaking TV show based on what they were showing on YouTube. It's gone silent. No new videos, no new anything. What did it happen? Jay, I know you're an investigator from MUFON. What is your thoughts on this?
Yes, and I put out actually a video on my channel on Skywatcher and about this as well too, and that's actually how we connected, because I was actually getting doxxed by the Skywatcher team because I put out a video that pretty much exposed them, and they didn't like it. So I completely agree. I don't think it's the way that we need to go with disclosure. If you put all your eggs in one basket, you're going to be sadly surprised in the morning.
It seems to be that way.
I mean, we have so many other avenues to go through to get disclosure the way that we want it, like scientific evidence. You have the Tedesco brothers out there, gathering evidence. You have, actual people on the ground getting evidence, doing something instead of, subscribe to my channel. I want to make a little bit of money before this goes south. It all screams, I need more funds, give me more funds. We'll make this happen, but we just need a little bit more money.
That reminds me of Avi Loeb, my friend. I need to bring this one up just to go ahead and bring it. Here is the egg video we got, my friends. You can't go ahead and look past that. That's the bullshit we all dealt with and said, oh my God, look at this.
Hard-boiled.
Yeah. What a fucking mess. We had like 8,000 people watching Disclosure tonight when we actually played that episode, my friend.
I remember
people
that.
were interested. Yeah. Granted, News Nation took it down because they didn't want to be there, but oh my God, it's like an egg with a string on frickin' shag carpeting. But
Yeah.
do you think, Mike, before his time runs out, do you think we're going to get anything out of this?
No, we're not going to get a fucking thing out of Jake the fake barber. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's dead in the water.
Yeah. Well, everyone was excited about it. We all thought we were going to get there and go someplace. But as we say with a lot of stuff, you have to take everything with a grain of salt. People are going to make promises. They're going to say big things about it. But hold your, kind of like the UFO hearings that we've had. Don't expect anything great. And if something great does come about it, then celebrate. Otherwise, stay centered. Don't look to the left. Don't look to the right. And just focus on it. And if it's good, then you celebrate. Because if you get too frickin', if you want to call it, excited about it, too ramped up about it, there's a huge letdown that comes. I mean, heck, remember in the end of 2024, we had Christopher Sharp from the Liberation Times telling everybody to strap in. That we've got a great year of disclosure ahead of us. And I warned everybody, watch out when they ask you to grab your ankles because they'll be coming at you with the strap on.
And that seems to be what we got. So you were right. And you've told people publicly for years now, don't hold your breath. Don't have high expectations. Wait and see what comes and celebrate when the time is right. If there's something to celebrate, right? And you've
don't
been right
set yourself up because we've been here since before the first UFO hearing that we had,
right?
And we looked at the stuff and all the promises, and we were all like, "Heck yeah!" But anything that came after that first UFO hearing has been nothing than a bunch of empty promises.
That's all it's been. That's all we got, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I wish that wasn't the case, but it has been, and we're going to have to see how 2026 shapes up.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. We've already heard from Eric Burleson saying that they've got 5 more people that they want to talk with, figure out what they're going to do next. But there aren't any major plans coming for the year of 2026 ahead, which could mean even more of a drought of disclosure information coming forward. Now, everybody says, oh, we need to go to the experiencers. We need to go to the different things that are going on. Even Eric Burleson isn't that impressed with people like, who's the orb guy again, Mike? Chris Bledsoe.
Yeah, Bledsoe.
He said we could go ahead and bring this stuff kind of live anywhere. Yes, okay. Can you use any New Year's Eve live stream without audio? Yes, we probably can. So let me go ahead and look for New Year's Eve UK, Mike.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can bring together here. But yeah, it's a shit show. We want the truth to come forward. Everyone's complaining, well, you're waiting for the people from the government to bring out the truth. You need to go to the experiencers, but there's a lot of jumps of faith there that I think a lot of people aren't ready to come from.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. How soon before the UK ball comes down?
Let me find out. Hold on. Going to YouTube. We've got 6 minutes left until the New Year's in the UK.
Oh, that's not bad.
No,
Yeah,
not
we got
here.
a little bit of time. Yeah. We have any?
Yeah, I do. And if and when I go ahead and turn it on, they've got the picture of the Great Wheel of the UK. They got it from the sun. It's there. As long as I keep the audio down, I can go ahead and play this stuff. How about that?
That sounds good. Andy, you got your hand up. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah, I've got the Hootenanny on here. It's a tradition here in this household. It's a TV program, but I want to wish everybody a happy new year. I'm going to be diving outside to see what few fireworks are going off. Probably not a lot where I live, but hey.
Yeah, you got to enjoy it, my friend. Okay.
Yeah.
So come back when you're ready.
So
Andy,
if I go to the one we were just at a second ago, which is desktop with guest, if I post this and I go to filters, no, wait a minute, really? No, I should be able to go to chat capture. I believe that's it. Yeah, that's it. Go to filters, turn on retro effects. Is it working? And capture, filters, retro effects, frame skip should be at 5. All right, it's working. Should be, actually, let me go ahead and play this back again. Go to live. There we go. So we've got the backgrounds of what's going on in the UK, Andy, as an overall, if you want to call it, more of an image slideshow, and that will prevent us from getting any kind of strikes like we've had in the past.
Yep. I'm not sure if that's the London Eye or not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think it is, actually. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, yeah. Happy New Year, everybody.
We've got one here that's coming from, I believe, who is this coming from? Let me go back one really quick. We have one coming from the Sun or one coming from CNBC. What do you want to go with, Andy? We got Associated Press a little bit further away going from that. We can go ahead and show that as well.
Yeah, go on. Let's go for the. Hopefully, you won't get hit on it. Just go for the local one, the Sun.
Yeah. We've
Is there
got
one on the BBC, Thomas, that we could use?
They're all the same.
Like,
We can use any of them, I guess. But it just comes down to, here we go. We've got Sky News giving us an idea of what's going the distance. Again, we are playing everything without the audio. Sky News, GB News. So let's go with GB News. What the heck? See where they take us. I think we can trust them. Here we go. Show that. Moving the camera around, getting everything set for the fireworks. Yes, we've got about less than 2 minutes, my friend, until we hit United Kingdom New Year 2026. Any wishes for yourself, Andy, in 2026? Or do we lose Andy going outside? Probably.
Yeah, I think he's going to watch the fireworks.
Yeah. Well, any wishes from the audience for the UK in 2026? We know we'd love to go ahead and have greater free speech protections. My God, seeing about the 13,000 plus people that have been arrested in the United Kingdom because of exercising what they thought was free speech. What a mess.
Well, I can say from the here in the States that we all wish that the UK in 2026 gets its freedom back.
Oh, that and then some, my friend.
Right.
That and then some. Well, you look at this, we've got less than 2 minutes left to go, about a minute and change. Can't wait to see where this is going to go. They're counting down, I guess, somehow on this giant wheel. Just take it down to just me and Mike. There we go. Got Susan coming in from the new year where it's already 2026. Eh, Susan? Happy New Year, my dear friend.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Christmas, whatever it is.
Merry New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Rick.
That's
My
the
God.
one.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Good to see you, Rick.
It was
Thanks.
a
I
good
just
night.
got my sound to work now.
Excellent. Wonderful to have you here. As we go ahead and getting ready, we have less than a minute left to go, my friends, until we hit New Year's Eve in the United Kingdom. Our friends from across the pond. It's something we can't wait for, and just, let's just hope 2026 is better than 2025. But I'm not going to say hope. We'll see where it goes. Wait a minute. We've got Susan Goff popping up, and yeah, she is watching all of us.
Sake. Ugh. I hate when you throw that up unexpectedly.
Yeah.
It burns the eyes.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, this is fine. We've got something going on. 5. Are they getting 4? They're counting down. Are we going to get there? Can I play audio for a second? Happy New Year, everybody in the United Kingdom. It is 2026. How about that? We have survived the year. The light show is starting. Can't wait to see what's going to go on. Yes, 2025 was a blast, but 2026, oh my God, let's hope it goes better, my friends. Yes.
We do.
Yeah.
We wish them all the best in the upcoming year.
Oh, God, yeah. Let me see if I can make this a little bit better. Filters. Let's go to retro effects. Happy New Year and then some. Let me increase our frame rate here a little bit. It makes it more difficult for them to go ahead and actually take our stream down. But for all na 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 na, is that an old Lang Syne? Is that just the United States or is that worldwide?
Actually, Gene, do you know if they use that in Europe?
We have it in Australia.
Oh, there you go. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Susan.
I bet you I have sound effects of fireworks here. Somewhere. Where did they go? Happy New Year's, everybody. You made it. We made it to the end of the year. Didn't think we were going to potentially get there, but you know what? You got to enjoy it. You need to get to the point and say, you know what? Let's do what we can do to go ahead and make 2026 the year that we wanted. Granted, 2025 didn't get us there. Beautiful fireworks.
Now, hopefully 2026 will be better than we've gotten so
Oh,
far.
I hope so, Mike. Let me go ahead and turn this audio off here. I've got my own fireworks sound effects going on to go along with it. Let's see if I can go to the filter on this. And there we go. Let me just go ahead and turn it on or off so we can enjoy some of the fireworks that are going on. Yeah. Gotta enjoy it. You gotta enjoy what we've got out there, where we're potentially going, and what could potentially be coming our way. Will we get disclosure in 2026? Doubtful, but will we get any closer? Maybe not, because Mike, even Eric Burleson was going ahead and saying that, you know what? He didn't say it's not a marathon. He said it's not a sprint, which means it's going to take a while.
Right. So Andy has come back. I guess the fireworks have finished, and he raised his hand. Go ahead, Andy. What's up, mate?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can broadcast. We got some of them going off here, but
Let me get you. Hold on
can
there.
see
Interview. Hold on.
yeah, they're all kind of died off a minute.
Nice. Thank you for sharing, Andy. I appreciate that.
Not much where we are here, but Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, to say the least. Can't wait to see where it's going to go. Great. For once, Mike, we could actually find a video feed that's not just
live from the UK.
Well, it's live from the UK, but there's no music on top of it.
Right. No copyright protected music. That's a good thing. Thanks to Andy.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, we got a thank you card for our show on on Monday. Said, Thomas, credit for how patient you were with Ivan Handel on Monday. I wish the interview stayed up in public. Leaving in public tells guests their time is respected and their views.
Right. But, we were having technical difficulties, so we had to take it down.
Oh, thank you, Rick, for that wonderful super chat. I was expecting it later tonight, but appreciate it, my friend. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Tom.
You're still showing up later tonight, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Excellent. Yeah, last year was a blast. It was a blast.
Yes,
it was so good. We had to take it down right after we were finished.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun last year.
Oh, God, yeah. Absolutely. It's always a fun time, and it's good to see you back and everything. I know you've been through a lot in this year, and hopefully 2026 will be a better year for you as well.
Yeah, we're hoping for a better year. By the way, you see me taking glasses on and off. I had cataract surgery in both eyes over the last 6 weeks. So.
Oh, shit. My mom...
I can see distance, but I sometimes have to use glasses to read.
Yeah, when my mom had that done, she kept on getting speckles and stuff all over the place, and it drove her freaking crazy.
No, I haven't had that yet.
Well, if you don't have it yet, you're fine. You're probably not going to get it.
Yeah. I'm seeing perfectly, even better than 20/20 distance.
Oh, wow.
And that's what I want them for. But reading wise, I still need glasses.
Yeah, I hear you. I've got these. Amazon, you get like 7 pairs for $20. It's worth it.
Yeah.
It used to be $10, but now it's $20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Mike, your thoughts? Yeah. Rick Doty, I can't see anything without your glasses, coming from Andy Yellow Tommy Tanker in the back. Yeah, sometimes if you can't see without it. I've actually noticed, I'll be honest, my night vision seems to be starting to suffer, and I'm only like 57 and a half.
Well, it happens. That's normal part of the aging process, Thomas. Nothing.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It is. It actually is. The doctors will tell you that all the time. This is a normal progression of aging. It affects everybody equally. It's nothing unusual about it. So
but
I believe that.
I'm going gray like people who are in their 40s or just turning 40, like Sam.
Right. That's right. That's true.
Oh,
but there are people out there that age much worse than other people. The ones that have hard lives and like to troll a lot. It takes its toll on them physically, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
I have no sympathy, though. I'm not going to lie to you.
No. But we may have some good things turning up on our live stream next year, Mac. Mike, with a new Mac I bought you last night.
Well, we're waiting to see
If it's
And
real and it
hopefully-
actually shows up, but there was another account that showed up that have a similar listing where they have a Mac and a T-shirt as their second piece. They may have accidentally come into a bunch of Mac studios, but which is a good thing for me because to get a Mac that has 80 GPU cores and 512 gigs of RAM, which these days is like $6,000, if not $8,000 at this point, and what is it? An 8 terabyte SSD. For $21.99. How can you turn down the deal like that?
You can't, which is why you didn't. But we'll see in a day or so how that goes.
Well, it's either going to be, I think someone in the back one time came up with a statement calling it a pig in a poke. That came from Ed Brown at one time. Meaning that you think it's something good, but when you get it, it's not going to be what you expected. We'll see where it goes.
I'm thinking positively. I think it's going to work out.
I'll be able to put off a 4K live stream. Now, they'll make me look like 4K, but all the other content we have that'll be pushing in 4K besides me will be 1080p. But, got to have fun with it.
Well, that's the YouTube platform. That's not you.
Yeah. No, I could build my own computer, run Linux and everything. However, 512 gigs of RAM with an 8 terabyte SSD, Mike, is not going to come cheap.
No, it isn't. Not now. Not with what's going on with Sam
God,
Altman
have you heard
memory.
that NVIDIA, their 5090 graphics card coming after January is expected to go from an estimated retail price of $2,000. They're expecting it after January to jump up to $5,000.
Oh, fuck that. You can get a high-end computer system for the cost of that card. It's not worth it.
Yeah, but you can't get that. You can't get that card in the system anymore. It's just everything with consumers is all getting fucked thanks to our friends over in AI.
Right. This is the shit we had to deal with back in the day when people were crypto mining.
Right.
And use the GPUs for that.
So what we're going to have to look for at that time is how the consumer electronics companies are going to be able to adapt used technology coming from these AI rigs to come back and work in consumer-based technology.
Yeah. Well, something is going to have to be done at that point.
Yeah.
Because it's completely ridiculous for prices like that. The average person is no way going to pay that kind of money for it. No way.
No. Yeah. It's crazy on where it's gone and where it's heading to these days. Who would have thought that's what we're looking forward to in 2026, the demise of building your own PC for a reasonable price. Oh, and by the way, Rick, Mr. Catfish 2100 wanted to get in contact with you. He sent an email to you, probably me CC'd on it if you could check it out when you have some times. He's from New York, and he's been talking about stuff for a while.
Okay. All right. I'll look for it.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Catfish, we got your back. He's actually the longest standing viewer we have on the show.
Member of the audience. Yeah, I know.
He was one of the first people out there. Talking about going to work on my way back from work. I'm tired. Going forever. Yes, Mr. Catfish. You should jump the back sometimes. You don't even need to turn on your camera. Just go ahead and leave it there and just join as with the camera off. We'd love to hear from you. You've been around for so long. Oh, Andy's got the whiskey going. Cheers, everybody. I'll say it 3 times in a row. National security, national security, national security. That means you have to do 3 shots in a row.
Yeah, he got it. He downed it. Andy downed it. He got it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't see Andy. Andy, are you there?
Yeah, I can see Andy. Good job, Andy.
I'm here. I didn't down it. I'm making it last. My one and only for the new year. I'm yeah. Have to look out for
your
my
one and
health,
only should be your wife, not your
much.
drink.
No, my one and only drink. One and only drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
I could single malt, David.
Yeah. No, I couldn't. I couldn't build a thing cheaper than a Mac. I got a Mac that would go for $11,700 usually, plus tax, for $21.99. So there's no way I could build a machine with those specs for that price. Just saying. But whether it shows up and what they said it is going to be, we'll see. Oh, gosh, yes. Yes, we're super late on the other side. No, you guys are early. It's going to be, I guess they're already done with the fireworks, Mike. They're back just to the light shows and everything going on. We welcomed in New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Well, New Year's Eve into the new year in the United Kingdom. It's not New Year's Day until the lights come up. Andy?
Yeah, if I could find me volume button. Yeah, 100%. So, yeah. The night is young. And I'm sat here with you, lovely people.
And we're going to be going again later tonight, starting at past our usual time, Mike. We're actually starting at 7 p.m. Pacific, which is 11 p.m. Eastern.
8
and
p.m.
we'll be
Pacific
going
is 11
until
p.m.
we hit New Year's Eve on the West Coast, following
It's
it
8
across.
p.m., Thomas.
Yeah.
8 p.m. Pacific time is 11 p.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be at 8 to everybody on the West Coast.
Yeah. Which reminds me, I need to put up the title card for tonight's show. I can do it now.
Yeah, it's about time.
I said I was going to go ahead and do it after the show ended. My goodness. But it's time to do it now. Oh, we just got Tia in from the East Coast. Hey, Tia, how's the snow and ice been treating you?
How's the snow and ice?
Uh-oh. She muted herself. She's got her audio.
I absolutely love the ice and the cold.
Yeah.
So I'm having a ball with it personally. I love
Nice.
it.
Excellent.
I want to move to Alaska. I think I've said that before.
No, I've
That's
never
where
heard
I
that
wanna
one
be.
before. You want to go to Alaska? Holy
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I want to go far, far north where it's dark for,
Oh, you want to go to North Pole,
Yeah.
North Pole, Alaska, as it's known as.
Yeah. Yep. That's really where I want to be.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So something to work towards, right?
Way the fuck away from everybody else.
Oh, yeah. Be one with the nature. Because just, as much as it gets cold, it doesn't get really hot there, but the nature is just beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I want to be.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But it was really cold here. It was, it wasn't really the cold that was the problem. It was the wind.
How cold was it? It was so cold.
It got down to like 15 degrees, but it was the wind that did us in.
Yeah.
We got a lot of snow.
Nice. Yeah, I've read about some of the snow that's been
dig
coming
ourselves out
down, and
twice.
it's just crazy how many. It was like one place. What was it like? 2 or 3. It was like 2 or 3 feet the other day, right, Mike?
Yeah, it was piling up pretty good. It's this crazy weather fronts that we're getting. And we covered this on the show. Isn't this has to do with what's going on with the solar activity as well, Thomas?
Well, it comes down to the solar activity. More importantly, it comes down to the flipping of the magnetic core, where we're in a geomagnetic excursion, where we're going from where we were in the past. Let's get back to the interview part. Wrong one. We're going from the usual way that things are on this planet when you have a geomagnetic excursion, Mike, based on the records we found in the ground and other places. That basically causes a climate destabilization. So, yeah, that is definitely where we're headed right now.
Yeah, and we're all experiencing the crazy weather changes as a result of that.
Hotter
Dr. Ben
hots,
Davidson.
colder colds. Instead of having dry, it's wet. Instead of having wet, it's dry. It's the destabilization of our climate pattern. Ooh. Let's see if I can find a video. From suspicious observers. There's something we can bring up that's recent.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
All right. This one is from 2 days ago, coming from suspicious observers. Let's go ahead and play this video, talking about how what we're dealing with magnetic flip and everything, that we're dealing with is coming from the center of our galaxy, not just from our planet. Because realize we have 9 planets in our solar system. 8 out of the 9 planets are all basically exhibiting massive changes to their climate. And it's not because of humans. It's because of what we're dealing with. So let's get to this little clip here and let's enjoy it. Here we go, folks. Coming to us from our media partner, Ben Davidson, over at Suspicious Observers. Here we go. Up. Actually, hold on. I need to turn off the filter to lower the frame rate. I am glad I found that, because now it lets us play stuff and not get in trouble. Wait, here we go.
Good morning, folks. Welcome, observers. Today we're going to hit a water discovery on Mars, a look at dynamics of the heliospheric current sheet, and then get one of the biggest stories of the year on the galactic magnetic fields. We're starting, as always, with the last 24 hours on our star, where we find only minor pops and surges. Solar flaring took another day off in favor of development of one of the active regions. No significant eruptive activity, and the solar wind enhancements from the coronal hole should be minor. We've got one set of sunspots departing and 2 more coming in. The northern grouping appeared big, complex, and with a chance for flares, but since then it has spread and reduced flare potential by about half. The southern incoming group has done nothing but grow. Still hasn't produced a significant solar flare here with its new muscles, but it will be facing Earth for New Year's. We're heading next to Mars. Elon got excited over this one. They found what will almost certainly be the best place to try to land and create a permanent Mars presence. There is a layer of ice locked about a meter below the ground there, easily tappable. Now, yes, there is a bit of frost in the first inch of basically the entire planet, but this is more like an ancient frozen aquifer. Up next, folks, the current sheets. They surround every spinning magnetic system. They contain the density and electric changes, and they mark the point where the north and south magnetic fields meet, the reversal point, the null point. A solid paper here is examining how these dynamics work out near the edge of the solar system, finding there's actually less of a bunch up and more of a slow dissipation, which is actually the opposite of what they see at the galactic version. But they also did a fantastic job visually simplifying this magnetic curve. The blue J lines are the current sheet flow, black B arrows, that's the field direction with the plus and minus signs showing the polarity inversions. And of course, our big point was that our math in 2019 had suggested that this should be powerful enough to cause the Earth disaster cycle, the cyclical flip of the entire solar system magnetic environment and of each sphere, resulting in the magnetic pole shift and solar micronova. Here, we see basically the entire geophysics department from the Tbilisi State University in Georgia saying that the local interstellar magnetic fields not only can impact the Earth, but their switching back and forth would be the cause of the geomagnetic dynamo excursions and reversals. Every day, the world of science steps an inch closer to the observers. Folks, if you are around, we've got a very cool thing happening on New Year's Day at Observer Ranch. Sound bath put on by an observer, one of several special. Definitely, if you plan to come visit Observer Kids Science on.
There we go, Mike. It's always great to hear from Dr. Ben Davidson about what's going on with our sun and what's going on in our sky.
Absolutely. No, he's a very good researcher and scientist and provides a wealth of information for the audience. It's an amazing channel at Suspicious Observers.
Yeah.
Good information. Yeah.
Oh, God, it is, my friend. And did you know that the people who are all lined up to go ahead and go for New Year's Eve in, where's this going? Have you guys, in New York, they got in there this morning. But once they get in and they get their spot, they can't leave, even go to the bathroom. Once they leave, they can't get back in.
Nope.
So apparently, wearing diapers is become the common thing. You know, why would they have these huge areas where they're locking people in and they won't even let them leave to go to the bathroom?
Well, here's the thing about Times Square. They have a lot of restaurants, bars, and businesses that are spread out throughout Times Square. But if you are not a customer, and those places are packed where you open the front door, you can't even walk in.
No, and they're
They will
already at
not
the
let-
fire code limit. So even if someone wants to come in to buy a drink and use the restroom, they can't even
won't
do
let
it.
you in. And you can't use the restroom if you're not a patron or customer. So these people are either going to be pissing themselves in the street or coming up with the idea about using a diaper. But I got to tell you, it's windy and cold here in New York City for the past couple of days. It's not going to be a pleasant experience for a lot of people standing on the street.
Yeah. It's not raining, though, is it?
No, not raining.
And it's
but
not
it is
snowing.
windy and cold.
It's just
No.
cold as a witch's tit, as they would usually say in Chicago back in the day. Having that cold, that bitter cold, the sea air around you and stuff. It's should be interesting. But we will cover the videos from that. I guess, Mike. Hey, Gene, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was just going to add. My our son was just there yesterday with some friends. And I asked him, I said, I asked him if Times Square had been shut down yet. No, but, all the security was out there. I said, does it still smell like piss everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, pretty much. I said, well,
Actually,
it's only going to get worse with everybody in their diapers.
It's going to be horrible. But a couple of years back on Broadway, they actually had a play that was pretty popular. It was called Urinetown, and it talked all about New York City. So yeah, we're kind of famous for that, Gene. Believe it or not.
Yeah, and with the legalization of marijuana, I often liken my mornings there. I say it smells like a hooker's morning breath. A lot of places you go.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, Mike, there was something you used to talk about when you had the ladies down there and lock up, the ladies of the night, and accidentally dropping a stink bomb down there for the ladies to enjoy the smell.
Well, that was because when they were pinned down there late at night before they had court in the morning, they would get all sorts of rowdy because they're coming off of drug highs and alcohol, and they would just be hooting and hollering, and it was something that would help to quiet things down from time to time. So they didn't have a lot of breath left after that foul stench was reeking through their cell area.
Not a lot of breath mints probably either.
No. Not at all.
Anywho, I am going to, Mike, if we can, we've welcomed the new year into the UK. We want to wish everybody a happy new year and stuff. We'll be back at 7 p.m. Pacific. No, actually, 8 p.m. Pacific. I need to go ahead and schedule the show on this one. You'll see the title card popping up shortly. I think we could show up about an hour before New Year's on the East Coast, because then we've got like 4 hours to go.
Right. So that's going to be 8 p.m. Pacific, and it'll be 11 p.m. my time.
And that's when we can talk about the bloopers of what didn't happen in 2025 and what we can't expect in 2026.
That's true.
And we'll be honest. We're going to be honest, honestly.
We're always honest.
We
Right.
try to be.
Like it or not. Yeah. We're not happy about certain things, but we cover it nevertheless. So,
oh gosh, yes.
Everyone come back and join us, and it'll be the next step, the next show for 2026.
And I'm sure the back will be going the entire time until the next show starts. But yeah, we're not doing
we know
Hawaii
that.
time zone. That's too way the fuck out there. Sorry, folks. We'll go up to Pacific in a little bit after.
Right. So we'll be here. Stick around, folks. Stay tuned and hurry back. We'll,
If you want to
we'll
hang
be
out in
here
the
right
chat,
where you left us.
the chat will remain open between now and then. It'll be the same chat for both shows. And on that note, let me go ahead and find this. Where the fuck did those sound effects go? Here we go. Let's go ahead and play this one. We need to play that one. I want to go ahead and thank everybody for your wonderful super chats that we've gotten tonight. Holy cow. Thank you very much. We appreciate your love and support of what we do here in Disclosure tonight. More importantly, I want to thank the people who gave us some super chats during the show tonight. That includes, turn off this. There we go. Coming from Faiswell, who started off $20. Thank you very much, Faiswell. Appreciate it. And I'm glad you appreciated going ahead and hanging out with Lou Elizondo a second time this year. Two great things that happened to you, my friend. You got to see him down in New Mexico, Arizona, and then you got to go ahead and see him in California. How about that? We got Mr. Catfish 2100, our longest surviving subscriber. Live long and prosper, my friend. Laura Greeno, thank you very much. Happy New Year's. Firefly, not spectators, but participants, and a good one, Gene. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Supporting Gene. He's a great guy. If you want to look at it, we have his great book that's out there. My goodness. Robert Six, thank you very much. And then Rick Doty for hitting the ball out of the park. Thank you very much, my friend. And as we usually say at the end of every episode of Disclosure tonight, eyes open, no fear, be safe, everybody. But where in the hell is that?
Go back to Party City where you belong.
Absolutely. We'll catch you on the flip side. See you soon. I mean, really soon, folks. Take care now. Bye-bye.